telling people what I do for a living does suck. That is the one negative. Like, I have to say out loud, I'm a part of a podcast. Do you understand how embarrassing that is? And then I have to be like, no, it's a real one. It actually pays my bills. I loathe it. Oh, absolutely, Sham. It sucks. It sucks so much. Just say writer. That's why I need to get more on the Substack. Not for any other reason, not because I want some sort of like philosophical investigation into the world and using that as a metric, whatever bullshit. Just so I can say that I'm a writer. If the Substack gets to like a fifth of my income, that's what I do is my Substack. It's which is still like a subs, but it's like, oh, I have a newsletter. I have a someone recognize you from QIA, and then afterwards you need to justify to other strangers that you're not pro Q. Yes, actually, there's one of the funny stories. I produce content sounds like OnlyFans, which is nothing wrong with that, but is it misleading? Yes, I was climbing in Squamish with my then girlfriend, and we were just talking like climbing people are very chill. It's a very like, you talk with people, you're friendly with strangers, something that doesn't never happens in Vancouver. Um, and I think so, it just like came up, and I was like, yeah, I did. I by this podcast, we like. I think I said like we look at conspiracy theories, right? It's like vague. And then I mentioned like we had a podcast about we had an episode about oh, fuck, what is his name? The British guy who's like he's Christian now because he has allegations. And he used to be kind of like liberal. He used to be part of Hollywood. Russell Brand. And I mentioned like we had an episode on Russell Brand, and he was like you had him on, and I was like, no, 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 different type of podcast. Like it was so funny too because it was like he sees these two like climber lesbians in the middle of the fucking forest in Vancouver, in Squamish. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, you're like a fascist. All right, sure, that's sure, I guess, sure. Vancouver has all different types. He didn't say it approvingly. He wasn't like, I love Russell Brand. He was just like, oh, like, oh, yeah, so you had Russell Brand on. That's cool. It could happen. I'm sure there is. It's a wide tent. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there are fascist, conspiracy theorist, granola, climber lesbians. I'm sure they exist. I'm just, who live in Vancouver. I'm sure. I'm sure they're real. But anyway, yeah, it was very funny. Another one, I had a popper ride with this guy, this like 50-year-old, who's also like the popper ride. It began with him. I realize now, being like absurdly racist to the rest of it was me, popper ride guy, and then there was three Asian women in the back seat because it's like popper ride is a ride share feature or whatever. So I was the first one to be picked up, and I had the seat beside him. I had the shotgun. I had the shotgun. I had shotgun. And I realized initially that he was like he made a really weird. I think he made a weird racist comment about one of the Asian women he's picking up because he was like, oh, she's like speaking to me in Chinese. But the pickup details, I don't think that she was. But we get to talking because I don't know. I'm a people pleaser. Someone wants to talk with me, I will. I can have a conversation with people. Um, And he's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I mentioned QAA. I keep having a voice crack specifically saying QAA. Like we do like conspiracy theories. Like it used to stand for QAnon Anonymous. He's like, "Oh, QAnon." Yeah, and then he tells me about all the conspiracy theories he believes. And his impression of it seemed to be that we were like conspiracy theory neutral, but that we were in like he referenced some like 5D shit. He was referencing a podcast where it was very clear that he's deep in it. Um, and he thought that I was kind of on his side. And this is an hour long ride. Um, and one thing that he told me was that he believes that he was abducted by aliens, but it's good because like there was this weird light event that happened, and then he woke up and he had a headache, and he thinks that the aliens planted a chip in his brain, but the chip it's 5D aliens, so they're woke and they're trying to help humanity ascend to the fifth dimension. Um, and The thing that the chip does is it teaches you how to build a thorium nuclear reactor. And he is currently in the process of building a thorium nuclear reactor. The car he's driving is like not a very good car. He was telling me that just sold his company to like Microsoft or something for like $1 billion because it's this like nuclear reactor idea. And he's like, yeah, like you didn't say what share of the company he had. And this is where you say, wow, that's really cool. That's exactly what I said. And he was telling me about Trump. He's like, Trump could actually be really good for us. Like he could be good for nuclear energy. I was like, interesting. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, and then he was like, it makes sense that this is such a fascinating thing cis people do to me. They're like, it makes sense that you have a podcast. You have like a very unique voice. And it's like I have yep. Don't look into that. Don't look into the voice. It's just the voice I have. It's just I have PCOS or something. I don't know. I have one of those conditions. I have one of those conditions. Do you know what I mean? One of those. I feel like the last time someone like genuinely clocked me, I think that was the last time. That was another time. It was also a ride share of a guy who was like clearly into me. And he just randomly dropped. That was the guy who was a Buddhist who was like smoking weed. He was like, "Do you mind if I like smoke some weed on this highway?" And I was the only other person in the car because he was like living out of his. Okay, the way ride share apps are safe. The ride share apps are safe. I just like my dad has this as well. I think I have gained it from him. Where like people just like talking to me. They just like they just love. They're like, you're cool, right? Like you're comfortable with me saying this insane. I do actually think they're safe, but I think it is a good like. I'm a better driver when I'm stoned. He did say that, yeah. He wore all purple because it's made his life simple. Um, what was I gonna say? But he randomly in the middle of the ride share, I think I got a little lazy with my voice. He was like, "I want to hear about your transition," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And it was like, and I was like, "I don't know what you mean." And he was like, "Oh, sorry, never mind." And I was like, "That I'm trans?" And he's like, "Yes, that's what I meant." But then he told me like I could just. He's like, honestly, like if you just told me you were like German, I would have believed it. I would have believed that that was what was going on, because like those German women, they have deep voices. Because it's like otherwise, I couldn't. I was like, that's great, man. Thanks. I just learned German. The idea of someone doing like the GeoGuessr guy thing, but just based on someone's genetic background. Wasn't there was like a phenotype guesser thing? Wasn't there some where it's like it's someone's face and then it's like where they're from? I remember. Is it called phenoguesser? Hassan did it on stream. See, I'm worried I'm gonna be like I don't even like. There's so many things that I would be worried about in relation to doing that on stream. Like the list of things that I would be worried about. Ethnoguesser made by Human Biodiversity Guys. I'm sure it is. I'm sh- I I am sure that it is. Race bolt is insane. Uh, that's the thing is like, what if I'm bad at number of here? What if I don't think that being bad at it, like, I think the problem is being really good at it. Like, if I was like, no, 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 this is like Afro Mexican. Yep, got it. This person is clearly from Peru. Like, it wouldn't be like you're guessing the like Spanish racial caste category that they would be put in. Like, I don't want to be good at that. There's a dark a devilish voice in the side of me on my shoulder right now who's telling me to try it on stream, but I won't. I'm gonna try it off stream and then see what it's like, and then if it's not like horrific, I'm not just gonna raw dog it. All right, maybe I'll try it. And we've agreed that like the better result is that I'm not good at it, right? Right? Like that's what we want. Best is to be mid. Okay. Okay. Sure, why not? It's content. Um, this does feel like, but this doesn't make sense though. I mean, I guess it does. Is this like an indigenous person's map? Because if it's like a white, I assume it's not. I no, it's made by human biodiversity guys, of course. It's gonna be this feels like it's like a Pokemon. Like, okay, sure. You know what? Sure. I changed my mind. I don't want to do this. I changed my mind. I'm not gonna do this. It should turn into a roguelike. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, I had the right call initially. I had the right call initially. Let's not do that.